All right, welcome back to Musical Musings. I'm Jamie.
I'm Callum.
I'm Jack.
And we are actually doing a themed month this month. We are doing, we're doing parents. No, that's not right. We're doing songs our parents listened to when we were growing up. So this week it's my pick. Next week, Callum, and then Jack. And then at the end of the month, we will have an album unrelated to the theme. It'll be...
Yeah, I don't think anybody's parents like Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah,
no.
Maybe, but I don't
Neither
think
of
my
mine,
parents.
no.
I can't imagine my mom listening to Nine Inch Nails. It sets her on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week we're going to listen to Raspberry Beret by Prince. This is in honor of my mom. My mom, this is the one song that always makes me think of my mom and listening to it in the car with her when I was growing up. And it's a bop, so have a listen, enjoy, and then join us back afterwards.
I do want to add on before we go, because I wanted to surprise you guys with it. We're on Spotify now, so I'll put the link into the description.
Nice.
Wow.
And you can do. I thought it was funny because I was looking at it and you can add polls, and I was like, I'm going to put a poll on the Genesis one just to see like what everybody else thoughts about that album.
I think, yes, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Because
I think it'd be funny.
Yeah,
it would be.
I used to have a football podcast, and we were on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and it's a lot. For some reason, it's more difficult to get on Apple Podcasts.
I need an Apple account, which I don't have. So
Well, I could set that up because
Yeah.
I have an Apple ID. So.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people prefer to listen to stuff on Spotify, so I threw all those episodes up this morning, and then I can still schedule episodes, so they should release at the same time as all of our normal ones. This episode we're currently recording is like 6 days late, but
Right.
that'll go up.
Well, for Apple Music users like me who don't have Spotify, I use Apple Podcasts. So
Yeah. If we do want to set up your account, we can set that up.
Yeah.
We can do that and
Sounds good.
get it on both.
All right, well, yeah, that's exciting. All right, have a listen, join us back, and you can hear us ramble about this Prince song that I love.
I do like me some Prince. So. This guy almost did it again.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
It's been a bit since we've done it. I'll say now, I guess this is the beginning of it. Are you guys at the point in your life yet where you wake up, no matter what time you go to bed, you wake up at the same time every morning?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I wake up at 7:30 or 8 a.m. no matter what.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep at 4:45 this morning.
Well,
So I'm running on about 3.5 hours of sleep. And just
I do wake up at the same time, but not that early. It's probably about like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what Meg does. Meg would get up around 10. But even as a kid, I was never getting up that early or that late. But now that I'm in my mid-20s, it's like, I went to bed at 4, waking up at 7.
What time
That's
do you
fair.
usually get up, Jamie?
Like, I'd say like 8:30.
Okay, so you guys are both like early risers kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it fluctuates for me. I mean, right now it's 8:30 because I just did my placement where I would work 9 to 5, and then now that I'm done my placement, I'm working 2 days a week tutoring 9 to 5. So I'm always up. Typically, I'm up at like 7:30 the days that I'm tutoring, but if I'm not tutoring, I can maybe sleep until 8:30 at the latest.
So your body just wakes up.
Yeah, even on the weekend, I'm just up.
Yeah,
It's kind of unfortunate.
that's fair. So, Raspberry Beret.
It's such a bop.
It is a good song.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what though? I've definitely heard the name of the song, but I honestly don't know if I've heard it before. Like I've heard other Prince songs, but
Really?
like maybe in the background, but I've never like sat down and listened to it. Certainly not.
Interesting. I don't know that I've ever sat down and actually like
Analyzed it.
analyzed it, looked at the lyrics. There's even one part of the song that I caught. Do you ever listen to a song like over and over, and then once you finally read the lyrics, you're like, wow, I got that one lyric pretty wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the one where he says, but I could tell when she kissed me, she knew how to get her kicks. I always thought it said she knew how to give a kiss. So I was like, oh, okay, like he kissed her and she was a good kisser. But now I'm like, oh, that is not even what it says.
Yeah.
That's
That
so
would have been a
weird.
much less creative lyric.
I know.
It's like a Nickelback rhyme.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you're rhyming backwards.
Kissed me and it was really good. Yeah.
We got to do a Nickelback month.
We don't need to.
We should do
Nickelback.
our next themed month should be
Nickelback.
Canadian.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
We can do that in 2 months.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Canadian.
Hells yeah.
I'll probably bring Shania Twain.
I just went to go see her not too long ago.
No way.
Yeah, in
Lucky.
Hamilton.
I'll just bring Billy Talent again. every other month, I'm just gonna bring Billy Talent.
I'll do Rush probably.
I do want to listen to more Rush.
Yeah.
I'll bring July talk, probably.
Sure.
So the song.
This one.
Yeah.
The song we just listened to.
So what year did this come out? Let me
Like
look this
mid
up.
80s, early 80s.
I thought it was 80s.
I never, only looking at the lyrics, I never knew why the song was called
85.
Raspberry
85.
Beret because I never knew that's what he was saying in the chorus.
Really?
I was just like, it's the kind of thing where like you get to it when you're singing
Raspberry
along with it, and
Yeah.
then it's just like,
So what would you just kind of like hum it or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah,
It's so funny you say that because before we started recording, Callum suggested that since we're doing songs that remind us of our parents when we were growing up, or the songs that they would listen to when we were growing up, that we should tell like a core memory we have with this song. And my core memory is the part where he says Raspberry Beret. I didn't know what he was saying when I was a kid. And I just kind of like made something up in my head with something that I knew. And you guys are going to make so much fun of me for this. But I remember being in the back of my mom's car and we were going to the grocery store or something. And this song came on and I was singing it. And instead of Raspberry Beret, get ready to lose your shit, I would say craft dinner friends. I don't know why. So don't.
Wait,
can laugh.
craft dinner friends.
Yes, that's genuinely when I was like 6 or 7 years old, that's what I thought the lyrics said. And I started singing it in the car and my brother was like, what did you just say? And mind you, he's only a year older than me, but he clearly knew what the lyrics were and he made so much fun of me. And even my mom kind of laughed at me a bit.
I assumed it would be something else that rhymed.
I know!
No, I thought...
Now when I listen to the song, I hear it in my, like I know what the lyric is now, and if I were to sing it out loud, I would sing it properly. But in my head, if I'm singing it, I'm like,
craft dinner friends.
yeah.
But it doesn't even sound like it. That like...
I know, it's so
I think you,
humiliating.
as a kid, just really like craft dinner.
I did. I love craft dinner.
And you're like, I want this song to be about craft dinner. So you're like, craft, yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's hilarious.
That's definitely the same thing as me with that Aesop Rock song where I thought it was like Lord of the Rings, and then I read the lyrics and I was like, I got that all wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is really funny.
I
That's
know.
a very
Really
6-year-old thing to do.
I know, right? And just the fact that I got called out for it, and I just, I think if my brother hadn't called me out, it would be like a lost and forgotten memory that I
Right.
wouldn't even know of.
The psychological
Still be
trauma
doing
is
it.
still...
Seriously.
That's made it stick, yeah.
Or we'd be sitting down for musical musings and we'd be like, all right, today we'll listen to Craft Dinner
Craft
Friends
Dinner
by
Friends.
Prince. And I'd just be like,
No, yeah.
Could you imagine if I showed up and still thought that's what
I can't find it on Spotify. Yeah.
Oh my god.
we'd never find
We'd just
it.
be shuffling Prince music until we found the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I'd be like,
god.
oh, this one. You guys would be like, what?
It reminds me of when I was a teenager, I was looking for, do you get Crocodile Rock? By,
Yeah.
And I was trying to find that. I was like, I didn't know what the name of the song was. So just such na na na
No,
song.
The Land
Yeah.
of a Thousand Dances.
Yeah, no, what I got was a My Chemical Romance song just called Na Na Na. And then I was like, oh, this song is also really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then I didn't find Crocodile Rock for 3 years after that.
Or
I was just like
you
settled
found
on...
like Hey Jude.
Yeah.
Na 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 na.
Not even. It was like a hard rock. I was like, it's not even close. And I knew it was wrong. But I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to those instead. It's pretty good.
So maybe we should talk about the actual song.
Yeah, sorry. I had to throw that
No, it's
little
fine.
core
That
memory in
core
there.
memory, yeah.
But
That is really fucking funny.
So, yeah, I kind of mentioned in the intro a little bit how I like Prince. I have a couple of his albums on vinyl. This is like a little bit later Prince, but yeah, this is I mean, like we all said, it's a classic. Very catchy chorus. You know, in typical Prince fashion, he kind of, you know, it's about sex. So he's always talking about sex. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's a lot more explicit than I ever thought it was. Like, as soon as we stopped listening to the song, I was like, man, this is a lot, like, more blatant than I thought it was when I was younger.
yeah, not even when I was younger, but even like more recently. As I said, I've never actually sat down and looked at the lyrics. I've kind of just like known the chorus and like thought I knew some of the lyrics, I guess. But I always just thought it was about, oh, like this girl in this raspberry colored beret like walks into where he's working and he's like falls in love with her because she's
Much more romantic than
but it's once you actually look at the lyrics, you're like,
lustful,
like he's talking about like the first time they have sex
Yeah.
and all these other things that I never caught on to.
It reminds me of Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
I might bring that next month. That actually be pretty
That's a
fun
good
to do.
song. Yeah.
It's a long one, but it's a good one.
Oh yeah, well, you know how adverse I am to long songs. I hate them.
I hate the parts in the middle that just like, nah. I'll probably bring the song next month, and I'll talk about it then. But that is what the song kind of reminded me of, was Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
I really liked the line. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. Raspberry beret, and if it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. I just like that line because it's like, it's a very creative way of saying that, like, you know, she doesn't wear a lot of clothes or wears revealing clothing, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's a very creative way to say it.
Yeah,
so,
it's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good songwriting. So
it is. Is it like I didn't? It is the kind of song that I feel like I never remember the verses to, and I still think that like the chorus is so good and the verses are fine, but like breaking it down piece by piece, I'm like, man, the verses really are the real weak parts of the song.
Yeah,
like that chorus is so good.
Yeah.
I also like the line where he says, "That's when I saw her. Ooh, I saw her. She walked in through the outdoor." I love that because I feel like it's just speaking to like.
There's
this
so
girl
many innuendos
like,
in this song.
She's different. She's like not. She doesn't follow the rules.
He also kind of calls her an idiot halfway through, doesn't he? Doesn't he literally say like she's not that bright?
I don't know, maybe.
I think that's a lyric.
Okay,
so I think the fact that she walked in through the outdoors because she's like,
don't ruin the song for me, Callum.
The more I'm reading the lyrics, though, there's so many innuendos in here.
Oh god, it's like 90%.
She wasn't too bright, but I could tell when she kissed me, she knew how to get her kicks. Wow, he's really just calling her dumb. I always thought it was like, oh, this girl's like so different. Like she's a rule breaker.
She might be,
but
she's unique.
Okay. She's also
a
maybe has a lower
maybe an idiot.
I could be reading too much into some of this, but like, so look here, I put her on the back of my bike and we went riding. Okay, that's kind of like
that's like barely even innuendo. It's just like I'm just saying what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. Down by Old Man Johnson's farm.
Yep.
Okay. Why use the word Johnson? Right. Okay. I said now.
It's also a very 80s word.
Yeah, it definitely is.
What was the last time you heard someone refer to like a dick as a Johnson?
Have you ever seen that infomercial? Or it's not an infomercial; it's a commercial, and it's like the there was like these boat motors, and they were called Johnsons, but it was like the song was like you, your girl, and you Johnson, and it was like so. And I'm like, what? And then it'd be like,
yeah,
and then it's like you, your kids, and you Johnson. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I was here for it. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
That's pretty brilliant marketing, though. Like,
yeah,
the fact
I know.
that stuck with you, too.
I know. And then, he says, like, overcast days never turned me on. And then, obviously, like, listen, they say the first time ain't the greatest, but I tell you, if I had the chance to do it all again, I wouldn't change a stroke.
Yeah.
Because, baby, I'm the most. With a girl as fine as she was then.
Again,
reading the lyrics this time while listening to it, when he said, I wouldn't change a stroke, that's when I was reading the previous lyrics, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, it gets, like, it's a lot of innuendo, and then there are a few lines where it's just like, we fucked.
Yeah, it's just like, we're just talking about fucking. Yeah.
Which is a very Prince thing. I feel like
it is.
Prince probably had people helping him, or like, vetting his music as he wrote it.
Mm.
And I feel like he was always slipping some shit in there that they didn't read.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the verse. And they were like, awesome, do it. And then he was like, extra line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty in your face.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be fun, which is definitely what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a song that is kind of hard to not smile while listening to.
And it doesn't sound like a sexual song. Like,
no.
if you think about music these days that are very sexual, even music from the 80s that's sexual in nature.
I Want Your Sex by George Michael.
Yeah, it's not this. Like,
you know
this
song?
I like George Michael, but that's not a great song.
I love that song.
But yeah, this just doesn't sound like a song about sex when you're just listening to it passively until you actually, like, I guess, analyze.
It sounds more romantic on the surface of it, and that's probably why you thought it was more like that. But we had to ruin it for you.
I know. I was going to say, the image of the song is, like, tainted for
Well, actually, you thought it was about craft dinner.
Well, that's true. You live and you learn. So here I am, and now there's 3 different meanings of the song for me.
Why are they adding raspberry jam to craft dinner? That's such a weird combination.
Craft dinner, friend, sounds like no, it sounds it sounds like a show that would air on like YTV. It's like sponsored by Kraft Dinner.
At like way too early because they knew nobody was gonna watch it. Like,
and it's just like little like pieces of macaroni, like, and they're all like friends, and they live in like a cheese village. Or something.
Do you guys ever see Ubi? It was like holy shit. It was something I was trying to find for like 10 years. I just like, I knew I saw something. It wasn't even a show on YTV. I had called YTV to ask them about the show once.
You called them?
I did. They didn't help me.
Oh my god.
I was looking for a
Carlos
show.
on the phone.
He's like lives near here.
Really?
He's from like, I think he's from Burlington.
That's insane.
The host of YTV?
Yeah, the
what
old
was it?
host,
The
Carlos.
Zone? Wasn't that called
Yeah.
The Zone? Yeah.
Yeah, he like lived on Lakeshore and Bell Oak
Wow,
or
that's
something.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, it was a show that was like in between shows because the shows weren't a full 30 minutes. So you had those weird like 10-minute
Yes.
in between
Yeah, I
ones. And
remember
it was just
those.
like people who were doing hand puppet things with eyeballs on top of them. And they pretended to be dinosaurs and shit.
Okay.
I feel like I can vaguely see that in my head.
me
but
too.
It's like a fever dream. But I was scrolling through YouTube and there's a channel I'm watching that does like old... it's a lot of like Disney history of like the stuff you don't see by Disney, like the failures in the theme parks and stuff. And he started doing
The
ones on
racist
TV
shit.
shows. Not even just that, just like theme rides that they put
Yeah.
out and then just completely bombed. And I was scrolling down, and I was just like, "Holy shit! Why is this like awakening a memory?" in me? What is this? I don't know how we started this conversation. I don't know how I got
either,
this.
but-
Like,
Well, Jack
Oh, I created a
started
show.
talking about a hypothetical show called Craft Dinner
Oh,
Friends.
right.
If anybody at YTV is listening, you can't steal my idea.
this is our most unhinged episode.
Yeah, how did this even... This is not what I was expecting. And I had this thought, too, when I heard the song this morning. I was gonna pick an Eagles song, and then this song came on when I was walking to work, and I was like, oh, this is the song I should pick for today.
Yeah.
And the memory came into my head, and I was like, I'm gonna have to, like, not mention that, because that's so embarrassing.
It's so funny.
But then we were sitting here, and Callum's like, we gotta talk about core memories. I'm like, I have no other core memory. Like, that is the only memory I associate with this song.
it's so good.
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, this song slaps. It's just a good song.
I like
All around.
I like the strings too.
Yeah.
In the
It's
chorus.
just like funky and catchy, and like his voice is so good in this one.
Yeah,
I
I
just
love-
love the way he sings. He's
Me
very
too.
very satisfying.
It's very like animated. Like he has a very animated voice. I love when he kind of just like starts going crazy, like, or he does like a little falsetto
Yeah,
dip, and
yeah.
he just doesn't give a fuck.
He's fun. I think of all artists,
Yeah.
Prince is very easily described as like fun to listen to.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Is there anything else?
No, I just
I think so.
Good
I think
song.
we've ran through pretty much everything in
And
this
we
episode.
ran through a lot of things we shouldn't have run through.
Well, you know,
Ubi.
Ubi, yeah. We're gonna do a sock puppet episode eventually.
We'll do a themed month where we just talk about Ubi
Yeah.
for 3 episodes. And then we do an album one where it's an hour and a half of us talking about Ubi.
All right.
Well, next week is mine. And we'll see you guys then. YouTube and Spotify now.
Yes.
And I'll post the Spotify link in
Apple Podcast coming soon.
Yeah, we'll figure that shit out for next month, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep, all of it will be in the link. I don't know why I'm pointing.
There's
You can't see me
there's no
pointing,
video.
but I'm pointing.
That's it.
That's it.
Wrap it up,
All right,
Callum.
see ya. 3 hours of sleep.